Okay, so this video is of the Volvo, and I'm going to show you what is leaking and why it's leaking. So this here, and get that clean it off. Okay, so these little bolts right here, this is a Torx bolt, and notice on the threads of this bolt, they're nice and even, and there's nothing wrong with that one, okay? These bolts, by the way, hold on the oil return pipe that leaves the bottom of the turbo, which North Brady Import installed, and then takes that hot oil and puts it back into the oil pan. So this is why the leak is happening. This bolt is stripped, and there's no way to use this bolt. And what happened was somebody put this bolt in crooked so that the lip, the ridge of this bolt, instead of it clamping down and tightening down on the flange that bolts to the bottom of the turbo, instead of that tightening down flat like this, it was put in crooked and stripped. So what it's doing is this. And when that happens, the seal, or not the seal, but the gasket underneath it is getting uneven pressure, and it allows the oil to escape where there is no pressure from the bolt. So that's why the leak is happening. And if I can get my light. There we go. I'm going to show you what I mean. Thank you, North Brady. Okay. Another one of those. Okay, so what's happening here? Okay, that hole there is the output for air coming from the turbo. And that rusty pipe in the middle is an oil, well, no, that's a coolant return line. And then that hole right there, right there to the left in the middle of the screen, is where the flange meets on the turbo to return oil back into the oil pan. Okay? Now, I'm going to take one of these bolts that I have, Okay. Make a better example out of this. Okay, so here's what's happening. Here's the strip bolt, and because it was put in crooked, it's not able to sit flat like it should. It should be like this, but you can see that silver shiny part right there. It was only able to go so far into the turbo, and it was sitting like this. So that when you tighten this bolt down, it cannot put even pressure on the flange of the drain. And so it was spitting oil out the side like that. And you can see on the turbo itself that the bolt is not sitting flush. You can see a chunk of steel is missing on the turbo next to the threads at the base of the bolt where it's going in, and it's not straight. I'm going to put the other bolt in just so that you can see a good comparison. Okay, so now you can see the center line of those bolts do not line up. And that's the problem. That is why it is leaking. The quality of the work that was done here is horrific. Thank you for your time.